So Narita is founder of Paperspace, and similarly worked in architectural practices previously, has an architectural degree. And Pei Chin is Southeast Asia lead for Jones Lang LaSalle in consulting workplace. Samarth Kasturia is with CBRE.
It is about finding a common ground of what the company is all about, and then creating the infrastructure and the environment. Workplace is a part of it, wellness is a part of it, culture is a part of it, technology is a part of it, making everything being subservient to that common ground which is driving us towards that particular goal.
One of the examples where we found success is to create kit of paths and say, right, choose what you need from it. That's the basis of what in the bank we have SC Works as, which is saying, right, we're not that prescriptive, so we allow the business to choose a bit of the kit, choose a bit of how they want their space to be, or what components of that space they need, and the rest of it drives towards the bank because that's what we need.
On the other hand, though, co-working has really, in many ways, fueled, I guess, our expectations of what constitutes a great user or employee experience, particularly for the millennial generation. Why do you think that's so, I guess?
Consumers have been increasingly picky and demanding, right? So, and I think they've kind of carried that expectations of, I want something new quickly, right? It used to be, okay, I'll use a product, maybe the company comes up with something new 2 years, maybe I'll refresh it. But now when somebody buys a product, they start thinking, okay, when's the next one coming up? Another trend that I do see that might be fueling this, I don't quite like to draw the line at millennial versus not, but I think the proliferation of use of social media might actually contribute to this, right? Increasingly, there's a presentation of itself to the larger world. Again, people, we're starting to think about clients coming to us and asking, how can I make my space more Instagrammable?
I think authenticity is what people seek, to have that emotional connection. We talked a lot about big data, seamless experience, but really experience is about emotion. It's about connecting emotionally to the brand, the company, and its mission. And design is just one angle in which it responds to.
There's one thing which I just plaster that in front of my head every day in the morning, that a 30% reduction in our facilities cost can be offset by 1% reduction in productivity.
What StanChart is doing to understand that is we're using Leaseman, and it's across the portfolio every year at least once. And then there's obviously your projects. So measuring that. The other initiative that I personally, in my limited experience, have not seen anywhere else is something called a GRH, which is like a hospitality manager for each floor. And they are your everything. So they'll solve any problem you have, they'll get you out. So they're like hotel people from that industry. Now, all that included has taken the uncustomizable to a bit more customizable, and that we've seen in the buildings that we've been able to implement that program. The Leaseman index or the satisfaction scores are much higher. For example, Bangalore and Chennai, where people are being heard of. They're like, what, I don't really use this space. What can I do? The GRH makes sure the feedback is relayed. There's less lag in the system.
It's part of making the experience seamless, frictionless, right? And then again, how that will enable your employees to, at the end of the day, be more productive for the organization.